So we wanted to give you a installation guide, a new how-to using our Cub Cadet mower today. We've already changed 2 of the blades out so you can see that, but then we wanted to give you this one so you can see exactly step by step how that works to take the blade off, put the hub on. We're really excited about this Cub Cadet mower. Works really well. We did have to do some custom work on our spacers to get it to work correctly with the new configuration that Cub Cadet came out with on this model. So we'll just get started here, and we'll take the blade off, and we've got that, and you can see how this configuration works for this mower. Blade just goes right up on, and then they have this custom, and it's a extra thick spacer, so it took a little bit of modification for us. It was a little outside the norm for us, so the Cobalt engineering team took and ran all the specs on it and did an amazing job of fabricating and coming up with our ideal spacer that just works perfectly for it now. That aligns and adjusts to all that so that it just goes right up on there, and you can see that just clicked right into place just like the normal blade. We just use the exact same nut. We'll get that finger started. Got her tightened down there. Now we get our Revo line. And again, we're really conscious about our zip tie features. And you can see that the zip tie features are running like this. So we keep those left to right so that they work together with the cam. Insert those in. You can see we got a perfect clearance right there. We actually pre-cut these lines so that they would fit correctly. I just slid that one in wrong, so we'll just slip it out real quick. Make sure that we line those zip tie features. You can actually hear that when it clicks in there. Same deal, we push it in just as far as it'll go and then pull back on it to make sure those teeth have seated with the cam. Next one there. Good clearance. Make sure we got our good there. Once again, line it up. Pull back, good clearance. Pull back, good clearance. So some of the really important parts of inserting the Revo line is that making sure that those zip tie features are left to right so that they work collectively with the tooth cam in there. We pull back on those so that they're locked in. And then this clearance, this 1/2 inch clearance here about the width of your finger is very important, because if that's hitting those lines or they're overlapping and they're catching, then those will hit and possibly pull or shear the lines out. So those are some very important parts to make sure that you've got the same adequate clearance on them, every line that you would as your metal blade, so that you get that durability and longevity out of them, and helps maintain a good retention on them. And another thing that'll really help you on your mowing and your cut quality is the Revo line and REVO6 hub, as we shared often, doesn't create the same lift as curved metal blades. So they operate and perform at their most efficient and their best cut quality at a 2 to a 3 inch cutting height. So really helpful to run in between that 2 and 3 inch. If it's drought and hard, you know, you can absolutely run 3 inch, 3 1/4, and still get a good cut quality with the REVO6. But if you get to the 3 1/2, 4, you start losing some of that lift, and you start pushing some of those blades of grass over rather than cut them, and you'll start to find that you have to make a couple of passes to get those done. So ideally that 2 to 3 inch is just kind of the perfect spot for the REVO line. If you're having problems with discharging the REVO line, those are things always to go back and look at. Make sure you have that clearance. Make sure that you used your zip tie features in the right orientation. Make sure you're at the right height. Make sure that you're not scalping at the ground and you're not running them into the ground and causing them to shear off or pull out on those. And that's really helps you with the retention of the REVO line. And also you'll see how these are left to right and run, and that helps the centrifugal force straighten those out to their max length when you're running. Another thing that's really helpful is because of the super lightweight of the hubs in the REVO line, you can actually you can engage the blade system and idle, and it'll never pull the motor down. And what that does is even gives it a more chance to seat that line against those cams and then run max RPM when you're mowing. And there you go. You're all installed and you're ready for your REVO6ing.